Hey, big friends. How you doing? It's Big Stu here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Guess what I have here? I have Loot Crate DX. And for those who have already seen my video on Wednesday, 4th of July, I mentioned that we'd have two videos this week. Of course, today is Friday, if you're watching this on the day the video comes out. So, I hope everybody was first. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. I had a wonderful time. We went out we celebrate 4th of July the night before. Well, I had a busy night actually. Uh, so we met at 6:30 at our church, and the school I teach and the church is all together. The school is a private Christian school, ministry of our church. Anyways, so that night, when a Tuesday night, we had a service. Normally we have like services on Wednesday nights, Awana clubs and things like that. Because of 4th of July and people traveling and people being away on vacation, we did our little celebration on Tuesday night. So Tuesday night had we had a speaker from India who came and spoke and about his ministry and that he's doing all his work in India and stuff. And then we had a big fellowship in our kitchen. We had new flooring put down. Took about 2 weeks, new tile and everything, so it's really pretty. And next week I'll be painting, giving a new fresh coat in that lunchroom. But we had a nice potluck, hamburgers, hot dogs, and then everything to go with it. Lots of desserts, and people hung out for an hour and a half, and it was just a great time of fellowship and everything. After that, went home about 45 minutes or so, and then I left by myself, and I went and saw a movie, Sakara, and that's the drug cartel type of movie with the CIA versus the drug cartel. And this is the sequel. First one had Emily Blunt in it, and it had Benicio del Toro, and it had uh, the actor, can't remember his name now, who's Thanos in the Avengers movie from Men in Black. I can't remember his name now. Anyways, it'll come to me maybe. But anyways, so they were on the first one. Emily Blunt wasn't in the second one, but the same people came back for the second one. And apparently there's going to be a third one. But it was very intense. It was very good. I did that. I went to a 10:15 late movie on Tuesdays. Movies are like $5, $6, around $6, I guess, at Oviedo Mall. So I went there because I wanted to see a late movie. So when I got out of there, I can go straight to my comic shop. My comic shop was doing a Batman midnight release for the wedding on Tuesday night, which of course would be officially Wednesday, July 3rd, or July 4th, sorry, because that's when comics can be sold on Wednesdays. So anyway, so I planned that so I can shoot from the movie, go straight there, get my books, then go home. That was the plan. Movie was a little longer in traffic and everything. So the comic shop stayed open until 1 a.m. I got there at 12:55. I was the last guy. Nobody else was there but Daniel, the worker there. And he's pretty cool, pretty nice guy. So he stayed open, but I got there before 1. They're going to stay open until 1 anyways. But I called, assured them I was coming, so they wouldn't close early because nobody else was around. And so then we hung and talked around for 10, 15 minutes or so and everything. But so then I wanted to read so bad. I didn't want to just wait in the parking lot that was an empty parking lot. So I ran down, not ran, but drove down a light down to Aloma and at 436, and there's a Circle K there. So I went to Circle K, bought a drink for 85 cents. They're polar cups. And I've been drinking orange vitamin water lately. So I've been drinking the last couple of weeks. I don't know how much healthier it really is than soda, but I've been trying to stay away from soda every day. And when I'm painting during the summer doing things, I could drink a couple sodas every day. And I drink a lot of soda, and henceforth, that's why I'm probably Big Stew, not Skinny Stew or Little Stew. So I do like soda. And so I've been trying to at least be a little healthier with the vitamin water. So I got that, and I sit in the car, had the air on, car locked, sit in the parking lot of the gas station, basically, Circle K gas station, and I read the Batman comic. So after this video, or after this unboxing of this box, at the end of the video, I will be talking about that. I wanted to talk about it on Wednesday video. I mentioned that, but I didn't want to spoil it because then it was coming out that day. Some people maybe didn't go to get it or hadn't really heard that much, so I didn't want to give out any spoilers. Did Batman get married to Catwoman? If he did not, why not? What happened? But it was the wedding issue. So we will discuss that in a few minutes. So it was a very busy night into the 4th of July. 4th of July had a great time relaxing, grilled and cooked, had corn and hamburgers, hot dogs again. So it was good. Actually, I had a steak and I had two hot dogs and a small steak actually. But it was very very good, very relaxing, good time. Just a few of us. It wasn't a huge family in the past. We've gathered friends over, but no friends, just family, and everything. So we had a very good time. So, but first off, this is my son's Loot Crate DX box. This is, man, 6 minutes, and I'm just getting to the box. Oh, probably Naomi and Kev probably will complain about this because they always let me know when they watch my videos how long it takes for me to finally open up the box. So I apologize. Another thing too, Ant-Man shirt. We'll get to that in a moment. Why am I wearing an Ant-Man shirt? And this is an old shirt. It's not new. And you can't see real close, but little tiny Ant-Man there. But Ant-Man, little tiny guy. Anyways, and we'll get to why I'm wearing that shirt too in a minute. Anyways, so my son ordered this. It's Colossal theme. And it was the same theme as the Wednesday's Loot Crate box. It just has some bigger, better items, supposedly. And they add a few more extra um, uh, properties, I guess, to go with the theme. So we're going to find out and see. I think what's added in this was Planet of the Apes and King Kong. Maybe. What was it? Planet of the Apes, King Kong. Maybe were the other things that were also not in the regular Loot Crate, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. So it's been open already, so I don't have to cut it open. This is what he got. Okay. First off, let's do the pin. It's Jurassic World, and maybe it's a raptor. Maybe it's supposed to be blue, but that's the pin. Man, that's a cool pin. That's a cool shape. That is a cool pin. We had a dinosaur pin in the Wednesday box, the regular box. Saphodorus, I don't remember the name of it. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's the green uh, dinosaur. It looks cute, and then he opens up his head and then he spits out at you and everything. And that killed, I believe the character's name is Ned in the original Jurassic Park movie. But this is a very cool pin. Very cool pin. It has two prongs on the backside. Very cool. It's nice and heavy too. Okay, so that came in there. And he's got a shirt, but it seems long. It's long sleeve. Okay, this is Ghostbusters State Puff. So this is like making s'mores with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So it's kind of like a humorous shirt. So it's very cool. I can't read it backwards. Stay Puft S'mores Kit is what it's called. I ain't afraid of no roast. Like I ain't afraid of no ghost. Colossal taste. Packed with ectoplasmic happy thoughts. 84 pieces. And so that's that. So I know he'll like this. This is cool. Okay, not my size. So I'm trying to fold this up. So he got these. Usually in DX Loot Crates, instead of getting a plain T-shirt, you will get like a T-shirt with a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt. I at one time got a Spider-Man long sleeve shirt, I believe. Came from that. Okay, he's got two models. Gundam? I guess Gundam model kits. And this is what one box looks like. And these are the choices you can get random. I guess they're random. of these choices. You can get A or B, A or B. I don't know if you can make it that way or you have to have it separate. Maybe there's only one, two, three, four of these, and they can be made either A or B. I think that's my guess. That there's only four choices, and you can either make it A or B of the choices. Because on the front of the box, it shows only four. Okay, so I'm not into this. I hope the instructions are easy, because this looks like it's in Japanese. I know. So, so he got these. This looks almost like a Jurassic Park. Yeah, engine. So this is Jurassic Park, a little box, plastic box. Maybe this has a tie in it, socks or something. Oh, so it's socks. It's T-Rex. So the front of your foot will show like T-Rex. Then the back of your foot or the bottom of your foot would show the feet and the tail underneath of the tail. That's kind of cool. So that's his socks. You got these. It's not bad. Okay, there are high socks. I don't wear high socks. All I wear is ankle no-show, so I would not utilize these. Okay. Looks like you got a poster or a print. Let's see. Oh, this is Marvel. Okay. So, Infinity War item. So this is Thanos. Let's see. It says Infinite since 1973. So I guess Thanos was probably created in 1973 is my guess. The character. And then it's a print, nice print. It says 4,092 of 12,000. And I don't know who the artist is. And it's kind of nice paper. It's thicker paper than normal. GrayMatterArt.com, I guess, made it. But this is it. Okay. So that covers your Infinity or Avengers probably item. And it looks like there's just one more item in here. This way. And there's a thick graphic novel, King Kong vs. Planet of the Apes. So this covers your King Kong. I always have a hard time doing this. Oh, that's good art. The art seems very good. This has to be by Boom Studios, maybe? Boom usually did this. It says Loot Crate exclusive edition. So this trade will be out there other places, but it's probably this cover and this sticker. Boom Studios. How do they combine these two? Following the events of the original Planet of the Apes in 1968, Dr. Zarius and General Ursus lead a small group of soldiers to the Forbidden Zone to destroy any remaining evidence of Taylor's time amongst them. To their surprise, they discover a Kong. Now they must venture to Skull Island with Cornelius and Zira to discover the truth, but they may not survive the deadliest journey of their lives. Huh. Artist Carlo Magno. The art seems very nice. I'll have to read this from him. Borrow this. Very cool. And last thing is the book. This is probably, oh, it doesn't give a price. This is at least $20. Um, they show the covers of the issues. Hang on a minute. Issue 1, Issue 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this was 6 issues at $4 a piece. 6 times 4, that 24. So this is $24 if you bought the individual issues. It would cost you to read this series, and when they put them in trade, it's slightly a little cheaper um, than buying the issues. So I imagine this is going to be a $20 book at least, $19.99. Probably, of course, will have a different cover if you bought it at a comic store or Barnes and Noble, or Books a Million. And but it probably charges $20. It could possibly charge $25. Sometimes they go for 20, 25, and sometimes it's not always cheaper. But most time, DC and Marvel trades are cheaper by a few bucks if you buy the trade instead of the individual issues. But again, this is an independent, smaller company called Boom Studios, so it could be different. I know, but I imagine that this is at least worth 20, 25. He got this on sale. I'm trying to think. I think he paid $30 for this, if I'm not mistaken. So he got a $20 book. I'd give this a couple bucks, probably 5, but I'll give this a couple bucks. Socks probably at least $5 to $10, licensed socks. The pin is cool. That would definitely go between $5 to $10, maybe $8. I'm not sure. These things are probably $10 a piece. Sometimes they're a little bit more, but they're probably $10, $8 to $10 a piece. I would think. This shirt is probably a $20 shirt, long sleeve, $15 to $20 shirt, easy. So he definitely got his money worth out of this, from what he paid. And I'm trying to think. I think he said he gave this a. His opinion was this box was an 8, I believe he said. He didn't care about the art print, probably, if I had to guess. And I bet you he didn't care about this because he doesn't collect Gundam. But he probably can trade these down the road. The art print, I'm not sure. I mean, he can trade that, or I can trade that for him. And I'm about to sneeze. Sorry, I apologize about that. Anyways, so I'm glad I didn't order this box. There's nothing really. The Planet of the Apes book I would want to read. I don't need a Ghostbuster shirt. But I'm glad I did not purchase this box personally, because there's not really anything in this box that Big Stu would want. So, but I mean, if I had to give a rating on this box for what it is, I think you got your value for it. You didn't get ripped off by any means, and what I would not want from this box, I can easily trade it over $30, $35 easy. The only thing I would keep out of this box probably would be the trade paperback, you know, just to read. The art looks good and looks interesting. So that's that. Okay. So I would give this probably, myself personally, a 7, maybe 7.5. I kind of feel the same way. I mean, it has less things that I like, but they're of value. But I know there's things in this box that my son does like, because he likes King Kong, he likes Planet of the Apes, he likes, Ghostbusters. I know he's gonna like that shirt a lot. And the Thanos print, he's not gonna really care. The Gundam, he's not gonna really care. I guess that's because it's giant robots or whatever. But I didn't remember them talking about Gundam as a theme, but maybe it was. But I know he's gonna love the socks, the Jurassic Park socks. So definitely this box was worth it for him and everything. So it wasn't a total bust. But I personally would give this maybe just a 7. I'll give this a 7 myself. But now, Ant-Man shirt I'm wearing, this came out of the Ant-Man 1 box. The one of the first early Funko Marvel collector core, no, yeah, collector core box, because DC was Legion of collectors. But Marvel was collector core, and this came out of the actual Ant-Man box. And so I brought this out. Don't wear it that much, because I am going today or possibly tomorrow, but I am going this weekend, either Friday or Saturday, and see Ant-Man and Wasp. So I'm very excited about that. I hear that by the end of the movie ties into Avengers Infinity War. Maybe explains why they weren't in that movie at all. So I'm curious about that, and it looks very fun, looks very good. My wife and I, a few days ago, rewatched on Blu-ray the first Ant-Man and enjoyed that very much. So we'd be ready for this one. So, but that's why I'm wearing this shirt, because I don't have any shirts my size. My Jurassic Park shirt still has not come in yet from Loot Crate. So if I don't have Loot Crate here by tomorrow, Saturday, then I will have to contact them, find out what is going on. So as soon as I get that shirt, I can wear it for my next video. And these other shirts are not my size of my son's. So I had to bring out an old shirt. But anyways, so I want to talk to you about one particular comic. Where is that comic? And I do not have that comic. But I have some other comics. So Batman, they've been building up to Batman and Catwoman getting married. So Batman, Catwoman 49, 48, 49, Joker. It says the best man, and Joker obviously is not happy. Then 49 was Joker's messing with Catwoman. He's learned somehow about Batman and Catwoman getting married. So I dealt with that and see if it shows. And this is the special cover to Batman, Catwoman getting married. So then they did, for 5 weeks, they had special wedding specials, prelude to the wedding. And they had people from Batman's family versing different villains. So Ra's al Ghul, Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. These came out each week, another one shot. So you had Nightwing versus Hush. You had Batgirl versus Riddler. And you had Red Hood versus Anarchy. And then the fifth one is in my son's room. And that's where I think the wedding issue is, because he's reading it or didn't return it. But anyways, and that prelude to the wedding special was Harley Quinn versus Joker. And then that ended. When that ended with this series, this storyline where Joker was coming in for revenge, 48, 49. Now, I talked about how I read. Now, I'm very excited about the interest and the passion. Sometimes you read comics and you don't get the magic feel that you had when you were a kid as an adult. I can look back fondly in the 80s and in the 70s, even the 70s when I was younger. I was bigger in the 80s, following writers, following artists. But like in the 70s, my cousin Richie, I would read his comics, and he was a big, huge comic collector. I mean, he was buying almost everything. And so he would let me read all kinds of things he didn't like, he'd give to me, and stuff. And for a while there, I think he was even buying two of some issues. He would read one issue, and then he would give that issue to me that he read because it's used, and then he would leave the other one away and not even look at it or read it. And so in those days, they didn't have comic bags and backboards to save it all. So he had them in dresser drawers. He had them, he'd take a grocery bag, paper grocery bag, not plastic, and he would write Spider-Man on it, Amazing Spider-Man. And then he would stack the comic into the bottom of the bag. And then he would stack the other spine going this way. So they would be upside down, but in the bag so they'd rest evenly back and forth. And he would put that in his bags and stack them up. And he'd have them in one room all around his walls. Amazing Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America, Sergeant Rock, all kinds of things, DC, Marvel, different things like that. Then you would even have some in some of his drawers, dresser drawers and stuff, and his favorite one stuff. So he was a big influence on me as far as comics as a kid, and exposed me to comics. And then when I got older in the 80s, I was buying my own, going to comic stores, buying them off spin racks and things. So I can remember fondly of creators and storylines then, and then in the 90s too, that were exciting. Um, but so this whole storyline is interesting, and what Tom King was doing, setting it up, I understand that, and it was cool. So I'm in the boat. There was people who did not want Batman to get married, ever get married, and think it would ruin Batman and because they got in Spider-Man Marvel, they married Peter Parker to Mary Jane for a while, and it became stagnant. People hated that. Then it limited the stories, and so then they went through this whole thing, revamped and changed it where they never got married. They were no longer together or married through magic, supernatural forces, which everybody hated, was lame. And but he's no longer married. So many people are like, well, if you marry Batman to Catwoman, it's going to limit him, and you're going to ruin the stories within a couple years, you know, and Batman's going to be a mess. And then other people's like, let's go to the next logical step. Get him married. Make the character different. Expose us some new things. Yeah, look at what mistakes that Marvel made with marrying Spider-Man at the time. Um, don't do those same mistakes. And I think overall, Batman has a more mature audience reading Batman overall than necessarily Spider-Man does, as far as demographics. But anyways, so I was hoping they would get married because that would be the next step. And because they put all these specials out and they promoted it and pushed it, that issue 50, they were going to get married. It wasn't just like a quick little surprise. It had a lot of focus, a lot of push, and multiple covers um, for issue 50 for the wedding issue. Anyways, I read it. The story was done well. They incorporated some special um, past artists, different artists who's been associated with Batman to come and do some of the art in the story. And then you had your same normal artists doing the story. And anyways, so the storytelling was good. I enjoyed the layout of everything. I didn't like the final product. And basically, what happens, and there's a lot of things that mirror one side of the page. Bruce is reminiscing and thinking about his perspective with Alfred, and then Catwoman, Selena Kyle's perspective is with the other girl, blonde girl. I can't remember her name. It's not Julie. I'm saying her name wrong, but anyways, she is like Selena Kyle, Catwoman's confidant friend, and at one time she even became Catwoman for a while. Um, so she's talking to her, and they're both coming to the same conclusions, different things, different ways, but they're sounding like each other. What Catwoman says, Batman, and they use some of the same dialogue for both, and everything. So it was interesting with the perspectives and different things. And I like the way that they brought in the guest artists to do these certain splash pages throughout the book. Was nice. It was very organic in the storytelling. But it basically came down to the very end. They're getting ready to get married. They're dressed. It's a small thing. It's only going to be like 5 of them. Um, they didn't bring the whole family together, and Robin wasn't there, Nightwing wasn't there, Batgirl wasn't there. None of those people were there. They were going to get married on a rooftop, and they had a judge who was going to marry them, and so it was just going to be 5 of them. And but they both come to the conclusion at the same time. They both decide to leave each other a letter, a note, that they can't marry them. Number one, Catwoman felt like, and this was said through when she battled with Joker, that previous storyline was kind of planted in there, that you Batman won't be the same. If Batman's happy, he cannot be Batman. He will not be Batman if he's happy. He's got to have the pain that drives him, the anger that drives him. But we cannot have a happy Batman. It won't work. Basically, he won't be the same. His heart won't be into it anymore. And so she realizes through a little bit of manipulation from the girl she's with, who she thinks is a friend and a confidant, and she's not really a friend and a confidant. But she kind of, leads her a little bit, and and kind of repeats a little bit what Joker had planted and said, that Batman won't be the same, or how can he be the same if he's happy, in this type of thing. Catwoman comes to the conclusion on her end that I love him so much, the world needs Batman. My love for him is not marrying him. I will always love him, still love him, but I cannot marry him because I will change him and he will not be the great person that he is. And I can't do that to the world. People need him more than I need him, basically. But I still love him, but we can't be together. So she leaves a note and goes. Batman, on his end, leaves her a note and goes. Doesn't he know that she's left too? They neither of them know that either of them left a note, and that either of them is, had made the same choice to not get married. And his was same thing. To an extent, he didn't think he could handle happiness. He's ready for happiness. That he would be happy. Could he still be Batman? And is it fair to her and everything? So to some extent, he was a little bit more ambiguous. His reasoning. People rely on, need him more as Batman, but he loves her and all that type of stuff than hers. Well, it ends up they both leave. She leaves Gotham, which goes into her own series. I'll talk about that in a moment. That also came out, Catwoman #1. You find out on the last page that her friend, blonde friend, goes back to a bunch of villains, and Bane is there. And she talks about, yes, they're not getting married. Um, and that she planted seed, and she convinced Catwoman basically to come to her, which Catwoman believes she came to her own conclusion, not to marry Batman. And Bane's like, this will break him even more. And this is another way of breaking Batman, keeping him from happiness. And that's kind of how it ends, that the manipulation was there underlining, with the villains for Batman not to get married. Now, I don't remember, which is silly to some extent, that the villains even know that Batman and Catwoman were getting married. I missed it, and maybe somebody could make a comment on it. I don't know how that got out. It's not like Batman and Catwoman told everybody that they were going to get married. And so I don't even know how the Joker, how the villains found out that they were even going to get married to begin with, and who put that out there. And that's a silly kind of a section if you think about the story. But I was not happy with the conclusion of the story. Now, the story was written really well, so I'm not as angry as I thought I would be. I thought, King, that's the writer, you're killing me, you're manipulating me, getting me to buy all these wedding specials, all these things, building up to the great wedding, and then you pull the carpet underneath her feet, and there's no wedding. And so I, thought I'd be much more angry, like I'm turning my back on DC for lying to me. I'm turning my back on Batman, never going to read Batman again. And because the story was written well and I understood the story, then I'm not angry about the story. It's a shame. I wish, and maybe because they came so close to this point, maybe Batman's never going to get married. Um, they do have alternate Earths, and there was an Earth 2 in the past, Batman, who married a Catwoman, and their daughter ended up becoming the character of the Huntress, and that was Batman from Earth 2. And that was years back when they had the Earth 2. Right now, they currently don't really have an Earth 2 or explore it where those characters were on there. The multiverse hasn't all been explored, and that's another whole thing, but it's like an alternate Earth. So there's not currently a married Batman necessarily that's being written or in the DC universe right now. I know I'm sounding all geeky and nerdy on you. So it'd be nice to have that. But you do have right now currently Superman married to Lois Lane. So then you're going to have two people already married. And so, I thought it'd be great. And, but then more I thought about it is, are they really, I suspected they weren't going to do it. He'd marry her and it wouldn't be the right girl. She'd be an imposter or something, I was hoping at least they would get married to be the real girl, and then she would have to leave Gotham. They'd be separated for a while because she's been framed for murder or something. but they'd be away from each other, but yet eventually hook up or be back together. So either way, it'll be interesting what they do in the future with the characters. So obviously, Catwoman leaves, spins off her own series, and I did not like it. A person named Jolie is the artist on it, I believe it is. I did not like the art, and I was not very happy with the art style, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. And I didn't feel like it went very well. It was very moody art, and I just wasn't a fan of the art. Now, on the other hand, and I'm sorry about that noise in the background. That is my cat Bob, who's wanting attention from me while making this video, and I wasn't giving him attention. So he's over on the other side behind the camera, and he's making noise and he's clawing on a box and looking at me to aggravate me. So I will come over and play with him and pet him and give him some attention. Because Bob believes any attention is good attention. Just like a child who acts bad because you're ignoring them, they want your attention. Don't care if they get punished for it, but they want your attention. So that's what Bob is doing if you hear that in the background right now. Anyways, I am going to wrap this up because I didn't want this to be a 40-minute video. So I'm not a big fan of the Catwoman. Not going to continue the Catwoman. I wasn't that excited about the story. I had an interesting last page. A bunch of other she walks into a bar, and there's all these other people dressed as Catwoman in different costumes, and she changes her costume a little bit. I don't like her new costume. It's just a little bit, and maybe it's the art style, the coloring, or something. But it looks like under her arms, it's open, and you can kind of see under her arms a little bit the costume, and I don't like the new look on that costume, if that's what it is. Um, and I didn't like the art. I don't mean to be snooty about that. I mean, art's in the eye of the beholder, and I know this person has craft, and this person's probably a good artist, and I don't mean to slam them because they can draw a lot better than I can, obviously, but it's not my cup of tea, so I'm not attracted to the art. That is a turnoff. I don't always I will read a comic, even though I don't like the art all the time, but most of the time I have to enjoy the art. I mean, it is a comic book and it is a visual medium, so I have to be able to enjoy the art and not be a distraction to me. Very few times will I read something just because of that reader and hate the art totally. I've done it a few times, but it's very little bit. But anyways, get back to my story. So it's interesting for what Tom King has done. He's done a lot with Bane, Batman and Bane issues back and forth in his run and stuff. So I'm not against King. I'm not hating King for what he did and with the story. And it probably was the safest and the best way to do the story than straight off marry Batman and dealing with the issues that Marvel had with Peter Parker and Mary Jane being married. Now, this seems better than what Marvel did when Kitty Pryde and Colossal supposedly got married a couple weeks ago, and then they didn't get married at the end. I felt that very lame. But at the end, they had two other people spontaneously get married, Gambit and Rogue, at the wedding party because everything was all set up. So you're expecting Kitty Pryde and Colossus to get married, which they don't, and then all of a sudden, by the end of that same issue, Gambit and Rogue happen to get married. So you still end up getting a married X-Men couple, basically. But so that was a little bit of an interesting twist that Marvel did with theirs, bait and switch type of thing. But I did enjoy the Batman story. It's interesting how people come out both ends of it. They want to be married or not be married, but I can accept it, even though I was in the camp that I wanted them to be married. I can accept the fact that they did not get married, and I can accept the story and everything. So I'm not upset by that or turned off. I know some fanboys are just like freaked out, and I do still feel a little bit manipulated, marketing manipulated. Didn't feel like they needed all these specials, five specials, 5 weeks building up to something that ultimately they knew that wasn't going to happen. I didn't think they needed to invest that much into it. make that much of an event out of it. So it would sting a little less if they had not done all that. But anyways, so that's it. Um, I'm gonna catch Ant-Man and Wasp either sometime tonight or tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm excited. Next things that I got for next Friday's video, we will be doing booster bricks mystery boxes, and I have 3 coming in. We're gonna open up 3 boxes and comparing them. Each box is supposed to be random stuff and different. So we're gonna find out how different they are. And I've been wanting to do that for a couple months now, and it turns out, and let's see, also in July, at the end of July, I'm supposed to have Deadpool, which is the Marvel Collector Core from Amazon now, still made by Marvel Collector Core, but Amazon is their partner, and that's supposed to come in at the end of July apparently, and it's a Deadpool themed box. And then also at the end of July, I'm supposed to get the not Marvel, the Star Wars Smuggler's box, Smuggler's Bounty, Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty by Funko. That is still the only one being produced by Funko, shipping out by Funko currently, and that's supposed to change early into 2019 in the next year. Um, and that is the 3rd movie, Revenge of the Sith, I believe, is that theme, and that's supposed to come out later on, in July. And I did happen to order the next month's Loot Crate because I'm not ordering a lot of stuff, and it's giving us 2 T-shirts in that box supposedly. So I was interested in that, and it had Ant-Man and Wasp theme to go with the movie. So I'm hoping to get a new Ant-Man and Wasp T-shirt, and so I had some things I was interested in. I can't remember everything. There was a couple themes I was not interested in there, so I'm taking a chance. But I got the box on sale for like $13, $17 with shipping. So I felt like even if I get half the box I like, it would be worth it. So we will find out and see how good that is. But it seems like I'm doing Legos comics back and forth on my videos. So I hope you're enjoying that instead of just being straight comics, pops, and things like that. So I'm incorporating more Lego stuff into it. I'll show you just a little bit. I'm still working on it, and show you at the end. I am doing down here a turtle. I changed my turtles, and I'm trying to show you here. I did a city, obviously up here, turtle layer, and then under down here is going to be their water layer down there. So I'm currently working on that, and you kind of see that a little bit. I'm trying to turn this without making you too sick about it, so you have an idea. I will show that better in a video later on, but that's what I'm doing. I incorporated 2 Legos and Mega Bloks turtle brands and stuff in it. So that's that, and so that's a project I've been working on too, and still slowly doing my Batman stuff, working on that also. But I jumped over to turtles, and I had that originally under my Avengers tower over here. So my turtles was kind of down in this area, which it's hard to see because it's kind of dark. And I'll kind of show you, it's kind of dark down there, but it was brick and everything. So I'm gonna put that, I'm not sure yet, something maybe with Avengers, and maybe that's going to be villains, vault down there, lock up villains or something. So I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do that, but in that space. But over here originally I had all my movies and stuff there, Blu-rays, DVDs. So I have to get a new bookcase or something and put them somewhere else and all. But I wanted more room to enjoy my turtles and spread them out more in my city and stuff. And then I could also incorporate some of the smaller city pieces. I don't have to build them all up like I have kind of here. Let's see. As you can see how I have them kind of all built up that way. So, but anyways, now I'm spinning around showing you more than I wanted to at this time. Anyways, so I will catch you later, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, I know it's too long of a video, and I apologize. So some of you will have left me a long time ago because you only cared about the box and not the comic stuff. So those who stayed with me long enough, you got a little bit of the little mini tour update on my Legos. So gave you a little bonus payoff to hang out with me that long. So Big Stu out. Catch you later. Go see Ant-Man and Wasp. Let me know what you think about it, and leave some comments if you have an opinion about Catwoman and Batman, and what you thought of the Loot Crate DX box. Did you think the Colossal box DX was worth it over the regular DX? So I'll catch you later, my friends. Big Stu out. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.